Today we are still dividing polynomials. Yesterday you divided polynomials using long division, and today we're going to use another method called synthetic division. Now most people I talk to like synthetic division best, but synthetic division can't always be used. So sometimes you have to use long division, but synthetic division is fewer steps, and some people think it's a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing you need to do is figure out, can you use synthetic division? All right, and in order to figure out if we can use it, we're going to take the divisor, the number we're dividing by, and we are going to set it equal to 0, and we're going to solve. So if I want to get rid of the minus 2, I'm going to add 2. So x equals 2. Okay, now you can tell if you can use it by counting the number of steps it took to take. If it takes only one step, then yes, you can use synthetic division. So when I look over here, the only thing I had to do was to add 2, so that's only one step. So yes, we can use synthetic division, and let's go forward. Okay, so step 2, we're going to build the problem. We're going to set it up. All right, so in order to set it up, we're going to build an upside down division box. On the outside of that division box, we're going to put the number we just solved for, which was 2. So that came from here. Okay? On the inside, we're going to put the coefficients of the numerator. So my numerator has a 1, a 7, and a negative 2. So I'm going to put a 1, a 7, and a negative 2. And I'm going to put a second row of numbers here. So just kind of leave yourself some room. Okay, now step 3. Always, you're going to bring down the first number. So I'm going to take this first number as 1 and bring it down. Okay, then step 4 and 5, we're going to use multiple times. Step 4 is multiply. Step 5 is add. So we're going to multiply and add over and over until we were out of numbers to use. So when I multiply, I'm going to take the number that I brought down. I'm going to multiply it to the outside number 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Then I'm going to add those together. So I multiplied, then I added. 7 plus 2 is 9. Take that number. Again, we're going to multiply by the outside number. 9 times 2 is 18. And then we're going to add. Negative 2 plus 18 is 16. Okay? I'm finished multiplying and adding because I'm out of numbers to use. So step 6 is to write the final answer. Write your answer. Now, this is kind of hard to put into words, but basically, we have to know where to start. We know the coefficients are 1, 9, and 16, but we don't know what the x's are that follow that. So you have to first look at your leading number, your leading exponent there. That is called the highest degree, okay? So we're going to take the highest degree. Our highest exponent is 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. That means I'm going to start with an x that has an exponent of 1. So I have my first coefficient, 1, to x to the first power. I have a positive 9. After x would just be the coefficient. After x3 would be x2, and then x1, and then the coefficient. But after x, your next step down is just the coefficient. Now, so this 16 is kind of left over. If it's left over, that means it's going to become our remainder. And you put the remainder over the divisor. Okay, but to clean it up, we can get rid of the 1 coefficient and the 1 exponent. So we really have x plus 9 plus 16 over 2. All right? Number 2. First, we need to ask ourselves, can I use synthetic division? Oops, that one. Can you use synthetic? And in order to figure that out, you're going to take the divisor, You're going to set it equal to 0. Oh, sorry. X plus 2. You're going to solve. So minus 2, x equals negative 2. Okay, then you count your steps. It took me 1 step to solve, so yes, I can use synthetic division. Step 2, we're going to build the problem. In order to build it, we're going to build an upside down division. We're going to put the number we solved for on the outside, and then we're going to make 2 layers on the inside, right? So leave yourself some room. Okay, now here's where we get a little bit funny. We need to look. We have an x4 and x3. Then we have an x. We are missing the x2. So we need to fill it in. So when you build, not an equals, make sure you fill in any missing terms. So I need to fill in that 0x squareds. Okay, so now we put the coefficients. We have a 3, negative 1. Don't forget the 0, 5, negative 1. All right. Next step is always bring down the first number. So bring down the 3. And then remember the next 2 steps we use over and over until we're out of numbers. So we're going to multiply and add. So I'm going to take the 3, multiply to negative 2. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, and add. Negative 1 plus negative 6 is negative 7. Multiply that to the negative 2 is 14. So add. 0 plus 14 is 14. 14 times negative 2, so again we're taking the number we found, times the negative 2 on the outside, is negative 28. 5 plus negative 28 is negative 23. Negative 23 times negative 2 is positive 46. And negative 1 plus 46 is 45. All right, so I used multiply and add until I was out of numbers. Now that I'm out of numbers, my next step is to write the answer. So, write the answer. Okay, now remember the first thing you have to do to write the answer is figure out what kind of x you start with. So look at the x that you began with, x to the 4th power. That means your highest degree, your biggest degree is 4. So we're going to take the degree 4, we're going to subtract 1, and we have 3. That means we're going to start with an x cubed. So now 3 is the degree we begin with. So we're going to take the first number 3, x cubed. The next coefficient minus 7. The step down from x cubed is x squared. Plus 14. A step down from x squared is just x, or x to the 1st power, minus 23, and a step down from x is just to keep that as a constant. Our 45 is left over, and because it's left over, it's going to become our remainder. So plus 45 over x plus 2. And that's it. Okay? All right, step 3. Question number 3. Question number 3. First question. Can you use synthetic? We're going to take the divisor. 2x plus 1. Set equal to 0 and solve. Minus 1. So 2x equals negative 1. Divide by 2. X equals negative 1 half. Okay, now count. That took me 2 steps. If it took me 2 steps, then I cannot use synthetic division. So, because I cannot use synthetic division, nope. And that means I have to use long division. And that was the last lesson that we did. So let's kind of refresh our memories. In order to use long division, you're going to build a division symbol. You're going to put the 2x plus 1 on the outside. Then you're going to put 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 on the inside. I can't use that. Okay, now you have to ask yourself, 2x times what would give me 4x squared? Well, it would be 2x. Yeah. So 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. 2 times 1 is 2. Keep the x. Now, here's where it's kind of weird when you go back and forth. In synthetic division, we add, but in long division, we subtract. So we're subtracting. So 4x squared minus 4x is nothing. Negative 12 minus 2 is negative 14x. Carry down your 9. Now ask yourself the question, 2x times what is equal to negative 14x? Okay, negative 7. So minus 7. Negative 7 times 2x is negative 14x. Negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. So remember, we're subtracting now. Negative 14 minus negative 14 changes it to plus, and it's gone. 9 minus negative 7. The minus negative 7 becomes addition to 9, so we get 16. The remainder is 16. So plus 16 over 2x plus 1. So our final answer is 2x minus 7 plus 16 over 2x plus 1. All right, that's it.